been the issue. So what we plan to do is a different thing altogether now, that we want to like undertake to handle that testing with some approach that can actually sustain and enable us achieve that 14 days consistency with our control, because we don't work there, and it may not be easy for us to control people that you are getting involved with testing. And frankly, because of this position, it may not be too okay for you to invite your core clients at the stage of testing, because entirely is not attractive at all. What people just need is when it's ready in the open store and they can go there to download, and that is the point you can give to clients. But your internal testing can be very, very troublesome, and whatever tasky that is not too marketable, that you want to involve a client to be involved with the stress. And this is what we have observed. Okay, please let me just log into MBC, for instance. I know I tried something in MBC. Okay, sorry, the password. I think it ends with 24 or 2425. Okay, so the way it works is that, sir, every client of yours is already profiled in terms of their KYC, their information, and all of that. Try to find. Yes. So that when they are coming to the mobile is not a separate environment entirely. They are not starting or initiating an account at this point from the mobile at all. Rather, they are being profiled based on the internal back office security of the application. So in terms of security of anybody accessing you, unless you have given the right or access, nobody externally can actually just coin his own and draft his way into the application on your back office. So your back office powers the entire security, so to speak. Now, when you are to log in as the client that you are, because this is totally a client affair, not a staff operations affair. Now, when I log in, what is needed of me is the portfolio ID of my account with with my First Integrated. Now, this portfolio, I indicate it, and of course, I now give the password that is associated with it, which I must have allocated at the point of being given, and I was able to, profile my password into the application. So once you give your portfolio ID and the equivalent password, you must have access to the mobile app. Now, let me just tap on the 3 buttons to the top left there, okay? So at that point, we have the dashboard, which was what was the first before us. The next is to go to the portfolio, which is the portfolios of the customer in question. And the transactions are things that are done with the company. And I have all that of history that I can see. And don't forget, this customer is there, and what he needs to see is about his positions. Then orders, take for instance, your current day-to-day. If there are orders, if I've traded today, like in this place, I tried selling my DANXM for some reason. I don't know what's happening. They are not giving me DANXM to dispose because I have emergency to renew something somewhere. So, but then that order didn't go until the end of the day, it got expired. That is orders. All orders that I may have placed at any point in time is what I share or I can see under orders. Then the next is market data. Market data is actually the trades, the offers, the bids, which are the market data as at the time of market. And next, we have the buy trade, where you can book a buy. And you also have the sell trade, where you can place a sell. And about will just be a brief information about the stockbroking firm offering that service. And let me just start. Okay, first, let me speak about the fund. Okay, the fund account. The fund account currently is about the last part of it, when you are able to activate an e-payment system. And we actually internally here recommend Flutterwave. And once we have Flutterwave integrated with the banks, with your corporate corporate account with the bank, and the Flutterwave account is integrated with that solution, it means that people will be able to fund their account and get going with their trading activities and so on. So that is just the idea about that. Very sensitive an area, but then there's really no big deal because all the risks have been attended to in common e-commerce channels that's so far that we have seen. Let me just start from the bottom, please. About, let me just click on about, please. Now, on the about, it simply takes the data from your base information from your back office to form the sets of data to show as your about, which is just the summary of what is about the company, for instance. Like I'm here as a client because, like for instance, I just did a trade today. Like I said, I'm a client. Okay, so let me go top the back there again. And let's go to the first one, being the dashboard. Now, we started with this being the uppermost part, which was the dashboard, and we see gainers, losers, and all of that. At this point, we can just tap on anything to begin to buy, to tap to trade or something. But then I want to just follow that order. Okay, that is if you have tapped here, you can see a buy, you can see a sell, you can go ahead based on if you are following that dashboard to just go continue. Now let's go back there. Then to go to my portfolio, let's say portfolio, please. Now, when you go to your portfolio, you can actually now see the position or your balance and all of that, and the few items that you may have in your portfolio. Okay. Next, transactions. Okay. Well, transactions will now be, at this point, you can filter things that can come up. Okay. You have 3 buttons or something at the back there where you have today. Like today, if you have any transaction that has an accounting implication anyway, last 3 months, last month, last 3 months, custom period. Let's say last 3 months. Okay, so you might just go back and just drop down things that you may have done, provided if you've been busy, a couple of whatever. Let's just let's go to the next. Then others will be that, oh, okay, like for instance, because I did this today, and if you can see the status of the order at the end of the day, that's the worry, what I was complaining about, that I've been trying to dispose of some of this, and for some reason, I have no value yet, okay? So this is just to share if I have placed orders today, how many of them, and I have a long list of all such orders. This is about the only thing I'd attempted today. Okay, and next, okay, where you place the orders, okay, like here, under the market data, yes. Under market data, just the tap there, okay, fine. Okay, at this point, for instance, when you, the top 3 buttons to the right, there you can actually use it to do some filtering. Filtering of symbols, filtering of symbols particularly that you want. And at this point, you have real-time data under trades. When you move from bids to trade and all of that, the real-time data at that point is what you had. And that was where I was seeing a lot of people queue under queue under very large volume of downtime this morning or whatever. And I don't know, with so much number of orders, I really didn't have the faith. So I was just leaving my own to anyhow when it happens. Okay, let's go to the other. Buy order. If I want to book a buy order, this is actually what happens. To place a buy order, first is that the system goes to check what your financial position is. So in terms of that financial balance security check, you actually do not have any issue. Now, if you have your position here, whatever you are buying has to conform, obviously, with the balance on your account. So only if you have perhaps some credit limit or something is when you can actually overshoot. You know, like in this account at this moment, there is actually no set of orders you may want to place that will be outside this value on the balance on the account. If you are making 10 orders, if you are making just one, and what have you, the sum total of all such orders can never be higher than the balance, which is what the system is seeing as what we call the OMS balance. And this is also what happens if you are trading via the web from the back office channel. So you pick the security, the funds to value estimation, and so on. Can be anyone. The funds to value estimation. Not really. I'm not doing that yet. Let me just, okay, quantity, the limit order price, and you submit. Once this is submitted, your order will obviously line up under the routed or rejected if not acceptable, just like any other order booking. Then same way on the buy side, the client is expected to have the stock position, and these are the two ends of risk check. First, when I'm buying, it checks for financial balance. When I'm selling, it looks for position. Do you have it? And on the sell side, on the sell side, he wants to confirm whether if I want to sell, do I have that volume? Take for instance, do I have what is it that I think I still have? If NP symbol I pick here and I have some volume of it. Okay, let me pick what? Trans, okay? Transfer. Transpower, I think I sold the Transpower. I sold the Transpower, the Transpower went. Transcore 2 must have gone. Okay, Transcore. But whatever it is, it will show you the outstanding balance you have in that account. And if it is zero, you obviously cannot trade just even 1 unit of that stock. You know, and once you book them, they would have lined up on your OMS, even though people are using different mobile apps to do their bookings. So I think this is just a summary of the entire technology, and there's really nothing different or outstanding out of this. And whether anything happens here and executed, it comes into your central general ledger side and behaves the same way, just like any other. If your broker had executed trades and the OMS capture date and what have you. And one other thing is that for all mandates that came from the mobile, they are all easy to find because there's a numerical serialization that we have given to all of that. So we know what channel these orders were executed from and all that. So I think this is just a small cap on the project and product, sir.
So the first page of the one you have there, like the MVC, the MVC shows you the information of the company.
Oh, that is under about. There's a place we call about, and that will fetch the data. And that information is not even anything extra. It goes to the back office. That information is already available on the back office application. And like I told you, what this simply does is integrates with the back office, and that is where it's getting authorizations, it's getting verifications from, and there are no special intelligence that we are keeping on the mobile for security reasons. We have actually remodulated all of that, and they are powered in a different handshake with the back office. So nothing in terms of any issue really will be allowed to start from the mobile if there's any whatever. So that's the level of integration, sir.
Okay, how safe is this from hackers?
That's exactly why I put it that way. When you say mobile app, a mobile app has to be in a safe domain, and this only safest domain all over the world is the Google Play Store. So that's about the only way, and that is where you actually operate from. And that's why even for Google spend more time for you to test before they will even allow you to be on their hosting. So it's been a whole lot more of work, whether for developers, for end users, because the security issues are not anything that they actually want to kid about. And of course, even for us, we are also mindful of this, because if our back office has the issue because of mobile intrusion, I mean, we are also not comfortable in any way, and that is why what I call the endpoints that served this process is something that we've actually worked with, and it's not something that just come up overnight.
Okay, so if you want to fund your account before trading, you could always use the Flutterwave in integration. Huh?
The Flutterwave integration will take a process and time where your company will be able to establish the connectivity details with the bank, and we will now use this to relate with Flutterwave, and Flutterwave will give us the security parameters that links your company particularly to that account, and we will use that to implement the product.
Okay, so there's no way there's no way you're going to be able to buy shares without having funds there.
Sorry, sir. Flutterwave will even give you a dashboard, a bank dashboard that is your accounts department can use to reconcile with the actual bank. That is how it's done.
Okay. But on the sales side, does it show other, assuming you are buying like Transcorp, does it show other prices or just the price you want to sell the stock?
Let me understand that, sir. That is at the point of sale, right?
Okay, like under the exchange, the platform where you want to sell a stock, you see the different quantity and the prices. Now, if you are putting in a sales order on this app,
yes,
do you see other prices, or you just put your price?
That's the market data now. Is that not? Hello, sir. That is you seeing the depth. That is you seeing the depth of the market of the offers available at the time. That will always, like by the time you supply flour mill, all this data, quantity, and all of that, and for the particular symbol that you have selected, before this proceed, the market data of what is happening currently on that symbol will be below that for you to see them. That's apart from what you see under market view. What is under market view with respect to what you are trying to trade here will be here by way of information for you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Amos. Please, I have some.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Amos.
All right, sir. Hello, sir. Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, sir. It's Gabriel, sir. So, sir, I have some questions.
You also, sir, no.
Thank you, sir. So the first is that the one primary reasons why we are considering app is the fact that we are trying to engage retail side of our business. So which is so very important because we want to expand to the retail side. So we feel like our retail, we want to go depth so that we could be able to service more people. So the age where customers will be bringing mandate of 1,000 units, 2,000 units, we just want to move from there where we'll be able to put the clients through for them to be able to do all those trades. So now, one side which I feel I've not seen in the demo is account opening, because I've seen some app that you can open CSS account. Back office will not be a follow-up on KYC. So I don't know if there's any development.
Yes, sorry. We just started with onboarding. The onboarding on this app does not start from the mobile app at all. The back office have to resolve KYC before you are allocating access to anybody coming from the mobile. You can't open an account from the mobile.
Okay. Secondly, the other question is centers around funding and withdrawal. So I've seen the funding as
they still need to reach the front.
Hello, sir.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So the second aspect I really want to buttress on is the funding. Fine, and fine, very well. You've been able to digress more on the funding, how they can fund our customers can fund their account, which is perfect. So, is there any development around withdrawals too? For we know that our market is a T+3 market. So, when you sell, you wait T+3. If you are not using the proceeds to buy immediately, you wait T+3. So, is there any development around if a client could say, I have so amount in my account unused, I want to withdraw part of it, probably if the money has cleared into the account? Is there any development around that? I don't know if the Flutterwave system can as well bring this into being.
Very well,
so that
very well.
there
That's
won't be any
yes.
for clients to be calling us for their withdrawals when they are on the app.
That is a very good question. The technology for also, apart from depositing, the technology for withdrawal, this same technology would take care of all withdrawals, but that is actually the risk I, for one, would not want to actually implement at this start go. You understand? So the idea of people taking funds via that channel in itself has a lot of things. In fact, if you look at the Nigerian system, about how many years ago, the Nigerian Stock Exchange introduced what you call the direct cash settlement. And that in itself has created a lot of issues across it. So many stockbroking firms who are not at par with that procedure. Many people have executed orders, they've been paid, whereas in their domain accounts with the stockbroking firms, they are still reading as if they are being owed money from proceeds. So by that record, I, for one, sincerely, would not recommend to the market at this stage that we use the withdrawal components of that technology. Let them deposit, we evaluate it. In fact, sometimes it's not even in deposit, we're having risk. But then we are sure of the deposit because before I will allow the money to come in, even your accountant will not post it. I will have automated the entire thing. It looks as if everything will come in and even the process will even update the person's account and raise a journal. So for us to go that far, we're working on the agreement with the technology that has granted us that when it gives us a green, it means go. And there's no point stopping the man's money. But if I get a red, it means no, and we should avoid taking such process to credit in anybody's account. You see, we still have that to battle within the ecosystem, that the feasibility of cashing is just also as easy as depositing. And I think that is not the arm I want to actually run to start with at this moment. It's not a risk I want to take at this point until we are good and we can really confirm that we are good to go with that, and that will be a risk you may want to just take on your own. But quite frankly, as I put it, not too much we have known by way of withdrawal, but we have enough to even confirm by the way of depositing, which is enough risk.
Okay,
but the technology is available.
I believe if it's available, because let me just share one of the things we do here.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis when it comes to DCS, that's the CSS direct cash settlement. Because for every stockbroking firm, CSS make it a step further to be given a trade report, not just a trade report of what trades were executed, a summary report of what was executed in the house every day, but also a direct cash settlement report. So, which for me, I believe every stockbroking firm shouldn't be caught unaware on the fact that you have a direct cash settlement and you didn't know. Well, that's all about the internal position of every firm.
Exactly,
So, but
exactly.
here, what we do is that we make sure that on a daily basis we consign the trade vis-a-vis direct cash settlement. And if any client has previously been profiled on direct cash settlement and will get the notification or the advice for such clients, we debit the client instantly without even waiting for T+3, because we are so much aware of the fact that a client position can be used to trade the same day while it's selling. So why do I have to wait for the position to T+3, which shouldn't be? So and I think on the other hand, if you are onboarding, we can, since this we might be going live on this mobile app, as we are onboarding on the mobile app, we have to as well make sure that all these clients understand the fact around direct cash settlement and the reason for them to opt out, because there is option for opting out of direct cash settlement by CSCS. You can opt out. Even at the point you are creating a CSCS account, you have the option of choosing yes or no to direct cash settlement. So, which I believe, for me, if you are putting more on retail clients, we should be able to give them the liberty for them to withdraw their money at free. Because if for me, let's say for example, I want 5 naira out of my 100 naira in my account, and I couldn't have access to it, I need to be calling the firm. I need 5 naira out of my money. Let me credit my account. So it looks like the whole reason behind the mobile app thing is defeated. That's just my opinion. So, but it's a thing for continuous development. If
All right.
just
Okay. All right. Thank you so very much. Like I told you, withdrawal is as available as depositing funds. But, but I think at the same time, I will always like to share my reservations. And if it's good to go, why not? That can be something you really may want to confirm that you can actually implement. I want to just give you a little background because very recently I was just invited to become the Chief Data Officer for the Africa IPv6 Cybersecurity Task Force for Africa. And some of these concerns, I will always share it with you. These are common issues. It's nothing is cast in stone about security. Now, we want to also sometimes, because whatever you do, well, please, the interest of the client is uppermost. Even in development, that's our concern. It's not even about what you're asking us to do. What is the interest of the client? I want to give you a typical instance as an African investor. This African father, someone like me, has a child who is the child or children that are managing this person's portfolios in terms of password. Like, even not dying as I was here. I have a son here that is helping out. Help me do this, help me do that. But then we're having a situation whereby if you actually cannot protect the investors as much as they can, and we have emergencies, you will not be there to say whether you protected him well enough or whether you were able to guide that person well enough. And fine, in Africa, we will say that we're also moving and we need to also move at that pace. But I think it's more for you to have a very good pulse of the people that you are giving access to the mobile tool so that if they can log in to do anything there, don't forget that you have already granted them agreements to say that if they post a booking here to buy something, you are indemnified because they have done so. So that somebody tomorrow will not say, my son booked the mandate, I did not do so. So such a comment should not be what you need to be we're talking about, because that is even the point of, was the client even viable? Was he even fit enough to do what service we have given to him or her? So that's just at that point. But at the point of even depositing, we're even trying to confirm if that was controllable. Then at the point of withdrawing, what that simply means, because it simply says that you see a screen where the account on the balance is there, and you're asking somebody can place a booking to withdraw. The person just simply withdraws. Even in banks, this same solution works in Stanbic Bank in Ghana. Do you know that even withdrawal posting needs a second party? You have a dual control implementation. They are even paying somebody, which is a debitor, not only that you are booking a credit. So this is just my background of why that is so. But obviously, like I told you, that provision for withdrawal is just as available as you have the technology that completes depositing. So it was just a background, please.
all right, sir. So lastly, sir, the NGX implemented the IPO offer platform. So I get to confirm that they have APIs that can be integrated. I don't know if the API is really working that way. So I want to see, I want to ask that.
Yes, we'll confirm that because, oh, sorry, please, sorry to cut you. We actually will confirm that because when they started with that, first is that one, they were not even carrying us along, but then we saw it as a good thing because if you look at it, most brokers actually felt they were also maybe not have been carried along well enough that maybe some opportune people will be the ones that might benefiting from the central revenue sharing in the course of the sources of businesses were coming from. But then all that being said, the APIs and the possibilities, once they are available, will always be there to see how we can actually leverage on that to integrate that into our own environments for the houses.
Okay, sir. That will be all for me, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I guess one of the reasons why we are also looking at these app implementation strategies because people who want to probably buy shares from abroad and they want to just go to your app, if they need to deposit money. Now, when they sell, they sell and they need the funds. It means it's our back office that should do it and not the app itself.
No, come again, sir. When they sell, sir, right? Hello, sir. I didn't get that.
When they want to buy,
yes.
When they want to buy, because somebody in let's say somebody in maybe London has got into your app, sees what you have, he wants to buy it. He uses maybe Flutterwave or anything to transfer money to you. He buys, and after making some desired yield, if I want to sell. So do we not rely on our back office to do that, or the app should be able to do that for him?
You mean at the point of trying to pay him when he's selling, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, that point of selling is the point of withdrawal that I spoke about. That I was of the opinion that we may not automate automatic withdrawal by clients, but that, like I said, it is an available possibility that can be made to happen. If that is what you desire, of course, why not? Okay. The system is not just looking at what you sold; it looks at the balance on the account, and you state what you want. Because the important thing is for him not to overdraw what is in his account, just like somebody trying to post a payment.
Okay. Huh?
We still need to do a demo.
I think we need to do a demo on this.
No, this is anytime. We are there anytime.
So we need to
revert.
Huh?
Revert.
But I think we might need to revert to you on this.
No problems. No problems.
Things we have discussed now.
All right.
Not a problem,
sir. All the best. Thank you.